Hello, it's Jody here, and this is a quick run through our 6 months inside of the plan. So just to give you a little bit of background, our experience, so prior to becoming part of the plan, and we were really fortunate to be part of the Beta 1 group, completing the course sort of early July, but prior to that we had total FOMO about a few of our friends got in on the $10,000 private coaching with Dan, where there was only a dozen or so people that had his time one-on-one. We didn't get in on that, but we had been seeking a passive income for a while. We loved everything about the blockchain technology. We already had a bit of crypto, but we really did worry whether we could follow the rules of the plan, being rule breakers by nature. So if you need to start small, then this video hopefully will help you, because I'm going to run through kind of how we started with just one bot and then grew from there. So just a quick recap. I'm sure you already know what the plan is, but if somebody's watching this and who's not aware of the plan is a training course that empowers you to be fully in control of your own crypto holdings. It provides you with a set of rules and parameters for automated bots to generate cash flow from your chosen crypto assets as they wiggle up and down in value. So the plan is teaching you, that's all. Nobody is going to take your money. Nobody invests your money for you. And what the plan won't teach you is it's not binary trading, it's not day trading, and it's certainly not any sort of crypto MLM. In fact, in the training, Dan Hollings shares his highly tested set of rules that he spent 3 years and over $5 million perfecting to set up these grid bots that earn small profits minute by minute on autopilot. So I'm probably not even supposed to show you this, but it's pretty cool, and I think it's worth sharing. But what he actually does show is part of the strategy is of all of your crypto that you control. He pretty much suggests to people aim for about 50% of it being in bots, because that's what creates your cash flow. Aim to have about 20% in stable coins and about 30% hodling. Now, most of us won't start with that. So before I continue, of course, I've got to do this disclaimer. None of what I'm about to share you is financial advice. The information shared in this video is directly from our experience only. So of course, do your own due diligence. Contact whoever you need to contact to get more information if you need to. And a reminder that past performance is just what it is. It's not indicative of future results. So for us to start in July, we didn't want to put any money in because we'd invested into the course and we didn't have a lot of cash left, but we had a little bit of crypto. So it was kind of like, okay, see if we can split this out. Now, July was a really down market, so our crypto holdings had dropped by about 50%, but considering that it had already gone up about 4 times, we were still in front. So we cashed a few things out. Now I look back and I'm like, oh, I did sell that. That's a bit of a shame, but I was really just hanging to get in to doing the first bot. We were super keen, we're quick starts, and just wanted to get in amongst it. But of course, we broke the rules, and July was a really tough month. As I said, everything was down, and of course we were super new, lacking confidence, and just that typical rule breaker thing. We did what we were told not to do, and the end result of that, if you wanted the details of that, I could talk about it later, but the end result was that even though our bot had profited a few $100s over 3 weeks, we'd actually closed it in a period where Dan says never to close. So that was pretty much the first rule. So our net profit was only $47 in the first 3 weeks. So in August, it was like, okay, we're getting a handle of it now. We've learned our lesson from making these mistakes. Let's move a little bit more of our crypto over. So we were down to having sort of 20% hodling. We put a bit more in and a little bit of cash to make up 2 bots. So we still didn't have any stable coins, so we weren't sort of following the plan with the breakup. But what had happened by following the rules is that I made this decision to close the bots on the 31st of August, just purely so that I could record the results in a 1-month period. Now, it turned out to be about 5 weeks because it was a little bit of the end of July as well. But we were stoked. We were happy. It's like we didn't quite get to the recommended $3,000 per bot. So it was actually $5,719 that was split amongst 2 bots, and our profit was $1,537. We were really happy with that. That's roughly 25% return, which was very cool. So then starting in September, because we'd taken that little bit of extra profit, again, put a little bit more money in and decided to move up to having 3 bots. So the intention was that the end of September, I would do the same thing. I would close all the bots down and just be able to calculate what we'd earned. And I also realized that getting a little bit of stable coin was a good idea because, when the market dips, you don't want to have to wait to move your fiat currency into an exchange. It's nice to have some stable coin like a USDT or a BUSD on Binance just sitting there waiting to go ready to trade. And I started to realize how important that was. And hodling, we actually had put a little bit more in for holding onto stuff because we were getting a little bit more familiar with the landscape and knowing what coins that we wanted to hold because they were expected to go up. Again, not really following 100%, but it was close enough. And I really just love this pie graph because it helps. So what had happened though, despite wanting to have this idea of shutting it down and at the end of September doing our numbers, we actually, Nat was part of a total freak accident and she broke her leg, and that was on September 13th. The problem was that by the end of September, I had actually hurt myself as well, and we were both diagnosed and prescribed complete rest. So she had her surgery, got the titanium plate. I was wiped out with a herniated disc. Neither of us could do anything, and we certainly couldn't sit at the computer. So it was really fascinating to see that by the end of November, which was verging on 3 months, we ended up doing exactly what Dan talks about, which is do nothing, which is like leave them alone. And we were forced to do it instead of, getting in there and fiddling around with stuff. Our 3 bots that were started at the start of September had returned 76.6%. That's approximately $78 per day. So the investment was, still not exactly where it should have been. It was $8,700, so not quite the $3,000 per bot. But if we actually calculate this, I couldn't believe it turned out to 6666 in 12 weeks. And it is a bit spooky to look at that. But that was super cool. So that again averaged out at, roughly 25% per month. Super happy. So in December, I started moving things around again, and we decided to put a bit more into the hodl. So I know I need to get more stable coins, and that was really proven last weekend when the market totally crashed. And we didn't have a lot of stable coins in there, but we did use some, and it brought it back down to like 4.5% of our total holdings. So I'm ready to put another bot on. I'm just going to move things around a bit. But here's the splits. The reason for showing you this is this journey of starting with 1 bot, going to 2 bots, going to 3 bots, and our end of year goal, we've totally surpassed it. And that happened pretty much by the end of November. So where I split stuff out, stablecoins, we've got a mixture of DeFi and interest-bearing wallets. We're hodling. We've got a couple of NFTs, interest-bearing wallets, and doing some staking in exchanges. And of course, the automated trading bots are just killing it. They just keep making more money. So our financial reality has 100% changed. The plan really does provide a unique way to capitalize on the volatility or the wiggle of the crypto market. And it doesn't matter if the market is up, down, sideways, small profits are made every hour. And of course, over this 6-month period, our confidence has grown. So that we've been happy to put more money in, more of our hard-earned money, and then just enjoying the higher returns that come with that. So even when the market crashes, and now this was taken just a few days ago, I decided to put on a new bot, and in the first day it had done 7.68%. Now that's not going to stay there, it's going to average out, but it had made $220 in 1 day and 8 hours. That's just one bot. So is it going to be that high all the time? No, but just use the calculator and say how much is it that you want to actually earn on a daily basis. We love everything about the plan. As I said, it's completely transformed our financial reality. We love talking crypto. We've started a Inside the Plan Slack group. We've got people from all around the world. And yeah, we are getting together once a week to chat and catch up and share our coin pairs, our winning coin pairs like that previous one. We've got a lot of things that we provide. It's not just the interactive interactive side of it. One thing about the plan is it doesn't come with community, and one thing about our community is that it's a small, intimate space, so you have a voice. You will get answered. I'm also a mentor inside of Rapid Crush, who is the publishing partners for the plan, so I get faster access for anybody who actually needs anything done, simply because of the connections. The degrees of separation are lessened by actually being part of this with us. So if you've been looking at the plan through a super big influencer who's got millions and millions of followers, guaranteed that they have hundreds and hundreds of people who join the plan through them, and they physically don't have the time to be able to give the support. So Nat and I, we're just little guys, we're just here, we're just digital nomads roaming the world. We've done a lot of stuff online over the years, but nothing beats this. So we're going 100% all in, talking about it on a daily basis. So if you're ready to join the plan, just come to Inside the Plan if you need to watch the webinar replay, or go to insidetheplan.com/bonuses to see what we're actually offering. But all the links will be below this video, and yeah, look forward to helping you out. It's a really, really cool space. We're loving it. We love talking about it. These are our bot buddies, so come and become a bot buddy with us, and we'll see you in the next video.